Hi, my name is Dale, and welcome in to the second episode of the TV Sports Report. Thank you all so much for watching. We're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff here, but hope you guys are going to be enjoying the show. But for our topics for today, first up, college football. There's a strange little scheduling incident with one of these teams. What do we feel about this? Is the schedule viable? And what do you think is going to happen in the future with this? Then after that, March Madness is here, but we aren't going to be talking about the main tournament. Instead, we're going to be talking about the other tournaments around it, more precisely, the NIT and the Crown. How we feel this is going to win these tournaments? What do you feel about each region and matchup of these tournaments? Stay tuned right after that. And then we're going to be talking about the NBA expansion. Apparently, the NBA is going to be expanding. They're feeling like expanding and they're going to new markets. Where are they going to go? What do we feel about it? What's going to be next? Well, stay tuned right after that. And then the Champions League. Round of 16 has just ended. Next up, it's the final 8 teams who are going to be playing. What are each matchup? Who do we think is going to win? Well, stay tuned right after that. And then finally, it's going to be my top 5. What's going to be my top 5 going to be about? Well, we got to stick to it to the end because the DV Sports Report starts right after this. And welcome in to the second ever episode of the DV Sports Report. I am joined with some good old friends of mine. One turn once again is Joey right down there, but also we got ourselves a brand new guest, Austin right here.
Hello.
I hope y'all saw that.
So why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, Austin, and what you've been doing since you're brand new to the cast?
I'm a freshman at App State. I'm a broadcasting major. I've called baseball. I've called a bunch of other sports for WASU here. Shout out WASU. Shout out the sports desk there. And also a good friend of y'all. We've been doing the 2KU for years now. This is year 5, correct?
Yeah, year 5.
Yeah, about.
So yeah.
Man, we've been doing this for almost as long as a little bit after COVID. Wow.
Yeah, because I think 2021 was our first year.
It was our first year. We didn't record most of the games, but we did the schedule through the year. We recorded the bowls on my main channel, and the first year of the channel for 2KU was in 2022.
Yeah, and that's when we started becoming a little bit more professional in a way.
Yeah, we've built up as time has gone forward.
Everything.
I still have all of the scripts from the past 2 years just on my shelf.
Oof. And anything new with you, Joey, that you want to tell the audience?
Not a whole lot since last time. I've just been keeping it real since 2017. My YouTube channel turns 10 years old next year. How about that?
Wow. How the time flies.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun.
I was 13 in 2017.
But let's first get on with our first segment. And for those who didn't see last episode, which you should, definitely link in the description, link, plug. We talked a lot about college sports. We talked a lot about realignment, talked about how things have been changing. And earlier this week, we got a little bit some more stuff, not about teams moving, but about a team that wants to move and their football schedule. Why don't you guys tell us a bit about it?
So Louisiana Tech might be playing 20 games this year. They're scheduled for 20 games at the very least. So over the past week or so, the Conference USA and the Sun Belt each put out their schedules. We mentioned in the last episode, Louisiana Tech a few years ago announced that they were planning on moving to the Sun Belt, but they are suing the Conference USA, their current conference, in order to expedite the process so they can leave and be a member of the Sun Belt this season. But because of that, Conference USA still includes Louisiana Tech on their schedule and still has all of their teams playing Louisiana Tech, whereas the Sun Belt, they are scheduled in the Sun Belt as well. So someone's going to be playing Louisiana Tech. It's just a matter of which side caves first.
Yeah, the thing is, Louisiana Tech made their intentions clear last summer that they wanted to go to the Sun Belt. And I think they're going to stick with that. They're going to want to keep the Sun Belt intact. Because, I mean, you've got rivals in University of Louisiana and UL Monroe just down the road from you that you're going to be playing compared to playing these schools like Delaware. So I think, honestly, they will fight tooth and nail to play just the Sunbelt schedule. But if some funny universe, because I don't think they stay in the CUSA fully. I do not think they're a full-time CUSA member. I think there's probably more chance we see the 20-game schedule than them playing a CUSA schedule. But in some universe, it'll be talked about for centuries about this schedule.
Yeah, it is going to be like fodder for Deluxe style or Empire style videos for years to come. Because I don't think this is the first time we've had a situation like this where a team's competing conferences.
That back in 2022, we of course got the news that Marshall, Old Dominion, and Southern Miss, they were going to leave the Conference USA to join the Sun Belt, and they were actually sued the conference so they could leave the conference early. But that was around the point when schedules were coming out. So there was the point where both the Conference USA and the Sun Belt had all three of them in both their schedules.
So this isn't even the first time that both of these conferences have had that happen.
Yeah, so it's a lot of deja vu right here.
One thing that this move does suggest to me is I think it's more likely that the CUSA is expanding. Because of that, because of how much it's lost. And right now, the CUSA has a lot of ground to make up. They have gone from, in the span of a decade, or even a little more than that, they've gone from the home of teams like UCF, of Houston, to right now, like, picking for scraps with like FCS teams like Missouri State or Delaware or Kennesaw, or teams that didn't really have a home elsewhere like New Mexico State, or I guess Liberty is here too. I think it's more likely that they reach to the FCS for new teams, and the team that I think has spiked in my rankings in terms of consideration is, since you lost a team in Louisiana, McNeese I think is in the consideration.
He needs a really good option.
Yeah, we can talk about them basketball-wise, because, I mean, obviously, you had that upset against Clemson, and Will Wade had him in a great position before he went to North Carolina State. But still, at the end of the day, they're just a great program overall and everything.
They're not new to success.
Yeah, no. And the CUSA is the Island Misfit toys of college sports right now. It is where everyone else kind of just castaways, because, I mean, Louisiana Tech's not really a great program, but the fact the Sun Belt probably the best or second best right now, I'd say Group of 5 conference overall. Because, I mean, you had a playoff representative this year in James Madison. And you've got big App State, Marshall, Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern, Louisiana in the conference still.
And that COVID year for Louisiana, that's still fresh on the mind. You had like a solid year from the Raging Cajuns under Billy Napier, and they just like it was a well executed team. And like this has been somewhere that big coaches have started. This has been like the Sun Belt is an undoubtable upgrade right now from the Conference USA. The question, or something I ponder now, is I think the Conference USA's goal is moving eastward. Like the big teams we talked about last time were teams in Texas like Tarleton, or teams like Eastern Kentucky or Austin P. But also, I think whenever the Mountain West like gives up their grudge against New Mexico State, I think that's their landing point.
Yeah.
Or and of course, there's also the thing where Western Kentucky's also kind of feeling desperate of leaving out, because remember, back when all the other teams they were leaving back in 2021, there was rumors of them and Middle Tennessee wanting to join the MAC, and that then fell through. And then there was also them trying to get into the Sun Belt here after they lost Texas State, and that fell through. So it's like they are desperately trying to get out.
I think with Northern Illinois out of the conference, I think those two are a bit more likely than they were before, trying to take the life raft into the MAC.
Well, they can play their regional rival Sacramento State in the Mid-American Conference.
I mean that. And
Western Kentucky's in a particular spot because they're close to those MAC schools, but they're also, they're probably closer to the MAC schools than they are to the Sunbelt schools. What's your closest Sunbelt school to you? Marshall? Or
Marshall.
I think so.
It's closer now with like Old Dominion and the like.
I think Marshall's the closest.
Because, I mean, Western Kentucky's not really, like, super far Western Kentucky. It's only in Bowling Green, but it's still probably 4
That's why I think it'd have to be a package deal with Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, and of course, we all kind of know that this La Tech move was kind of... Yeah, this La Tech move was mostly done because of the ULM. I don't know if you guys remember that entire debacle where ULM was, like, their finance were almost threatening them to go down to the FCS, and they kind of begged Some of the bring in La Tech to help that regionality.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, if you're Luke Combs, you think Appalachian State should be a FCS team, but that was
Luke
another point.
Combs. What a guy.
What a guy.
Yep.
Decent country
And-
musician. Terrible takes. And I have that.
Glad he's not a terrible person.
That was the worst take I've ever heard.
He seems like a pretty chill guy, at least.
Yeah, he's not a terrible person.
Which is not guaranteed in
He's a good
country
guy.
music.
Yes, not at all. Him,
those-
Tyler Childers, Sergil Simpson.
Love Tyler Childers. In fact, hang on.
Oh yeah. Him,
Well,
yeah,
it's
him,
time
Tyler
to watch a
Childers,
video, Antoine.
Jason
So you wanna watch
Isbell,
Rapid
Sturgill.
King?
They're all kind of holding up country music right now. Zach Bryan.
Another episode where Joey runs off camera to fight and something random.
Turnpike Troubadour.
Tyler Childers.
Yeah,
Incredible.
there we go.
Ooh,
There we
okay.
go. Great album.
Country album of the decade right now.
If
But
we're
yeah.
gonna count Mutiny After Midnight, I'll have to give Mutiny After Midnight the edge over Snipe Hunt slightly, but I'm not sure Mutiny After Midnight by Sergil Simpson you can classify that as country. That's just a masterpiece
Yeah.
of art. I don't know what.
Sailor's
genre
Guide to
it is.
Earth, I think, is
Sailor's
probably
Guide to
my
Earth.
country album of the 2010s. Music Tangent.
But back to the schedules. There's
Yeah.
actually something fun that I could say with the schedules. That if they actually were to go through the 20-game schedule, it is very, very possible. Like the way how it's built, it's like built in such a way. They only have 2 Saturdays where they play 2 opponents.
They would have to play 2 teams in one day.
Yeah, which isn't
What
the first
squad?
time it's happened. I would
What
love
squad?
to thank the Sickles committees for this. Is that there was actually a team back in, I believe, like D3 or NAI, where in the morning they played against one team, they beat them like 70-50 or something, and then they played another team and they beat that team as well. So
Double
it is certainly
headers!
possible. But not just that, one of these double headers is super possible. We know the other one, you could work it around if you move a date. But if you guys want, I could go through this little hypothetical schedule.
I need
Let's
to
go.
pull up the schedule again.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
I got it right
Yeah.
in front of me. So first up, Saturday, September 5th, they play against Northwestern State. FCS team at home. Definitely tune-up game. Next week after that, they go to LSU. Next up, they go to Baylor. So they played 3 games. But then comes their first conference game, home against Middle Tennessee.
Okay.
The Sun Belt put them on bye that
Okay.
So they don't have to do a Sun Belt game that day. Then they
That
have
could fit.
another out of conference game, but this time at home against Army.
Mm-hmm.
But then, because of the Conference USA and their unique schedules, we're in the middle of the season. They like to play weekday games. So first up, on Thursday, October 8th, they go to Florida International.
Yeah.
Then they return back home to play against Louisiana on Saturday.
That's doable.
Wednesday, they host Missouri State.
Yeah.
And then on October 17th, Saturday, they go to ULM. Still very viable. Then they go on the road to Liberty on Wednesday, October 21st. Then they host Old Dominion on Saturday, October 24th. Then Wednesday,
Right.
October 28th, they host Kennesaw State. And on Halloween, October 31st, they go to South Alabama. So they still are very doable within these schedules. But then comes the first Saturday where they play against 2 opponents. On November 7th, they go to Jacksonville State and go to Troy. Both teams are in Alabama. Both teams are a 2-hour drive away from each other. So if you could schedule one at noon, and schedule the other one at night, you can make that drive and you can make that game happen.
Holy
Well, the thing is, obviously, you don't have the same players playing because
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're definitely gonna
we
have
need to
like,
make
the
2
starters playing
Louisiana
the
Tech
first.
teams. Like, split them up.
The first team and the second team, whichever
JV
one's the
varsity.
better one. Or play the stars in the first
What you
half of the
do-
first game, and the second team the second half, and the next game the reverse.
What you should do is you should, like, have to sort out, like, which players should go on which teams, because, like, you got to have them both around the same level of quality if you're taking them. This will make a really good, like, strategy, like, out of the park or Madden challenge or something like that.
oh yeah,
And then back to the schedules. Then they host Southern Miss on Saturday, November 14th. Conference USA puts them on bye week, so they only play one opponent. Then for some reason, December put Arkansas State on Thursday November 19th. And then they host Delaware on Saturday, November 21st. And then the week after is rivalry weekend, 2 games on Saturday, at Western Kentucky and at Georgia Southern. That's the only
yes,
one
rivals.
that'll have harder travel compared to 2.
Dear Sunbelt, why isn't Deeper Than Hate on rivalry week and why is it on Halloween?
Why
But-
isn't it?
Yeah, I was
I
mad
don't know.
last year. It was on a Thursday. Like, I had to I went to class in the overalls. Let me go get the overalls. I know more tangents, but
Yep. Don't worry, I'll keep on with this. But because
Like Spanish
it's also
Flea.
technically rivalry week, they could just move one of the games to Black Friday.
I went to
Have
class.
one game's like early Black
Gotta do the
Friday and
eyebrow a
the other
little bit.
game's on Saturday. You know, they have the games happen, and then from there, they could totally make the schedule work. And not just that, conference championship weekends. Conference USA's conference championship game is on Friday. The Sun Belt's on Saturday. Make
Okay, let's
one
not be-
or both of them.
We're gonna have-
You can make a lot of money with this.
Louisiana Tech playing 20 football games. They might win 5 of them combined.
Practically, I don't think this is going to end up happening, but like, hypothetically, I think at the very least, you could play like a 16 game schedule.
I mean, if you could go like what, 12-4? I'm sure you could say you're better than half the teams in the country at that point. I mean, what are the teams that played 16 or played 20 games at that point? Even
Remember
more if
how,
you made the
like-
conference championship game.
Remember how Indiana was the first team to go 18-0 since 1896? All right, I don't remember the exact number.
16-0.
Put it on. Yeah, 16-0 for the first time since like 1890 something. But
Yeah, just
imagine, if you will, this Louisiana team was graced by God or something, and they go 20-0.
At that point, they have to be
20-0,
getting a first
and they
round
win
bye.
2 conference championships. You would have to put them in the as a first round bye, because what team in the country could say that they won 2 conference championships in 1 year?
And went 22-0.
This is the kind of stuff that people make up as a joke in like a cartoon or something to demonstrate how good the bad guy team is. That like the Bad News Bears have to beat or something. There is a world where this happens.
Find a way to put Alabama in.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
$20 billion to Alabama. And my
But hey,
name is Kirk Herbstreit.
Alabama's really Saban's chosen people.
You should in post just put the icon there and just like when I say that just put Kirk Herbstreit, ESPN analyst.
Yeah, we might need to edit part of like the overall part
I
off.
won't
'cause
be
it looks
editing
like I'm
this.
taking just everything off when I'm taking them off.
But yeah, this is ridiculous, and
Sorry
this
about
is
that.
probably not actually happening.
Yeah, most likely what's going to happen is the court's going to side with La Tech and they're going to join the Sun Belt, and then College State's going to change up their schedule. But
Or chaos ending. The Mountain West comes in out of nowhere with the steel chair.
they come with a seal chair, just take New Mexico State.
Take Mexico.
I was gonna say La Tech, but yeah, it'd be fun if they took New Mexico. I am rooting for New Mexico State to be a Mountain West team.
I mean, they certainly
Reuniting
feel
with
like they are.
Power and Grand Canyon.
Reunite with New Mexico and UTEP as well. It's like,
Yeah.
it makes so much sense.
The reason that New Mexico State is not in the Mountain West right now is because of New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico
is
would
because
rather have
they hate
Northern
each other.
Arizona. New
Yeah.
Mexico has said they'd rather have Northern Arizona than New Mexico State, which is like, come on, seriously?
That's so ridiculously petty, which I
Don't
love
say
pettiness
them.
in rivalries, but like, I'm not petty enough to say Ohio State shouldn't be in the Big Ten with Michigan. Like, I'm not gonna say that. I hate Ohio State with all my being, but like at the end of the day, I know where you belong, and you belong on the final weekend of November, where we're kicking your ass. Tell you what,
As much as I've matured, I hate the state of Ohio so much. Go Big Blue in that game. I don't care. I've got this photo on my desk.
Yep.
I won't show.
As a
It
Badger
won't
fan
show,
who
but it's App State. Well,
it doesn't show at all because the background, but
yeah.
Wait.
Oh, oh. But as a
Oscar,
Wisconsin fan who's had my team had their heart broken because of Ohio State, I would love
Awesome.
Michigan to constantly beat Ohio State.
Amen.
I
better
mean, what's
believe I was
funny
there
about that
every
picture?
day. Go Big Blue on that weekend. Go Big Blue.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny about that
But-
picture is not the first time Appalachian State has blocked a kick. Ain't that right, Texas A&M?
I probably was the first, but it wouldn't be the last.
Yeah.
So what's next on the docket?
Just a reminder, App State's
All
won
right.
its last 2 games against the SEC.
the
Frozen.
camera's like, "Ah!"
Awesome jump scare. All
Alright,
right,
what's
so
next on the schedule?
it's March. March Madness is here. What are we gonna do? We're not gonna talk about the main tournament, but let's
Let's
quickly
start
go
with the
through
real
it.
tournament, the NIT.
Yeah,
That's
so
the
just to
real-
quickly run through, we had ourselves a little live reaction to it on the Antoine Joey 101's YouTube channel.
It was on the
Link,
2K
nudge,
Universe
nudge.
channel.
On 2K Universe channel, so link, nudge, nudge. So you guys, quick opinions. What are you guys feeling about the tournament?
It's gonna be fun. I watched a little bit of the first 4 game last night. NC State, Texas. That was a great one.
Right.
Miami. I think we have basketball going on right now. I think Lehigh and Prairie View are playing.
Yeah, that's something like that. But for people who don't know, that's not the only tournament that's happening. There's usually supposed to be 3 at this point, but unfortunately, the CBI got canceled. Which, if you guys want to give your grievances, RIP, rest in peace, rest in spaghetti.
Yeah.
But of course, the first one that comes to mind outside of the main tournament, the one that everyone usually talks about, is like the second best one, the NIT.
Mm-hmm.
They revealed the brackets shortly after the main bracket, so, and of course, there's still the whole controversy of opt-outs, which may be another discussion of opt-outs another day, unless you guys want to go through it here. But yeah, I have the bracket right in front of me. If you guys want to talk about like your feelings about these teams and whether or not they really do feel deserved or not, because I definitely do think some of these teams do not feel deserved. Auburn.
It's not that they deserve to be here or anything. It's that the other teams didn't want to show up. Because if I'm looking, I don't see Oklahoma here, and I don't see San Diego State here.
Well, Oklahoma's in the Crown, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Oh.
Oklahoma's in the Crown. San Diego State is not in the Crown, I believe.
Can I
They
talk
are
about how
not.
lame and stupid the Crown is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
don't worry, we
so
can talk about it a
dumb.
little bit.
Isn't
talk about it a
Maryland
little bit.
the Crown or something? And Maryland won like 12 basketball games.
No, they're not, but I'll get to that bracket shortly after this one. But okay, so first, the
I
NIT.
think it's UNC Wilmington. Oh, my bad. I was getting my
Yep.
prediction.
Yep. So
It's
first, the
UNC
NIT,
Wilmington.
we have
Wilmington.
Auburn, South Alabama. 2 teams from the same state. The big controversy with Auburn, of course, there's that whole commentator who was like, put them in over Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio has done nothing. 17-16 Auburn. Like, okay. Kind of weird thing to have there. I mean, cool to have Auburn in there as some sort of power team, but it does certainly feel like it's now a mid-major tournament.
Right now, I
they're
feel
all-
like the NIT needs to put their foot down, or like the NCAA needs to put their foot down and make the NIT a thing.
Yeah. But on their side, they're also joined with Nevada, George Mason, Seattle, St. Thomas, South Alabama, Liberty, and Murray State.
Okay.
Some good mid-major picks. There's some decent ones right there. I especially love the Seattle one. That one sounds very fun to me.
Yeah. The people of Seattle. I'm sure they'll be lit up for this one.
Also, next up in the next region, number 1 in that seed is Wake Forest, which is like Demon Deacons. Still strange name, but hey, glad to see you in.
Middle of the road ACC squad.
Yep, they did go
Yeah.
17-16. So if you're a power team that wins 17-16, the NIT's your home.
Yeah.
But yeah, but in their bracket, they're also joined by Dayton. Hopefully soon, Big East member, maybe. Who knows how that's going to go?
Yeah.
Yale from the Ivy League. Which shout out to the Ivy League. Always love them. Illinois State, Navy, Kent State, who actually had a really good good record this year. UNC Wilmington, which
I mentioned them in the last episode. Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't make the tournament.
yeah, that was a pain. If you want to see a reaction to the main tournament, link, nudge, nudge. And also Bradley is here.
I think I said it before with I've said it before with the in the previous episode for the NCAA, but I think the NIT applies as much, or it applies here as well. Watch out for UNC Wilmington.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a fun one to see in that bracket.
Yes, UNC Wilmington. I think they win the NIT just because the past couple years the NIT's been funny. It's not been
North Texas and Utah Valley were the finalists last year, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah, and then Chattanooga won a couple years ago.
I love the NIT.
Yeah, it's the fun
weird.
tournament.
Why aren't we
But
there?
the next teams to be hosting games, we got New Mexico, the WAC hostage Utah Valley, which we could talk about in a little bit. Colorado State and the Cal Bears. They're joined with UIC, St. Joseph's,
Chicago.
George Washington, and Sam Houston.
Two A10 teams here with George Washington, St. Joe's. UIC, that's Illinois Chicago, formerly of the Horizon League, now in Missouri Valley School, with their departures of like Loyola and the like, which I still don't like Loyola in the A10. It doesn't work for me, especially now that St. Louis is the other team with Dayton that's leaving. It doesn't work. But
Do you guys want to
I
talk about
think-
the Utah Valley situation? Of that whole hostage?
I feel like I'm gonna have more to say about that than I do with the NIT.
Yeah, let's
I
go
got
through that a little
one
quick, just while
Utah
that's still a little bit there on the hot stove.
Bring up right now.
But,
Yeah. Utah Valley is in an interesting situation with with their current conference. The conference that this is the last year they'll be known as the WAC. They're being called the United Athletic Conference next year, or as I like to call them, the WAC. You can spell it out.
But yeah, because they're leaving the conference this year, and I believe they're going to the West Coast Conference, or Big West.
It's Big West or Big Sky.
I think it's Big West. I don't know. Big Sky's getting the other two Utah schools,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that there was a whole thing where apparently Utah Valley did not pay their exit fee, and the WAC was threatening to not put them in any tournaments. But then they were like, "Oh, we're following all the bylaws you put in there, we're following by the contract." There was a whole situation. They did put in some money into there to help keep their teams viable, but I'm not a lawyer, but it certainly was a weird situation to see the team that won the conference's regular season be held up hostage and not playing in their conference tournament.
This gives the behavior of a conference that is not long for this earth.
Yeah,
As much as I've loved the WAC, as much as I beat the drum for WACtion, this conference is not looking good, guys.
and now it's time for action.
Yeah.
The
Let's wrap up the
UAction.
NIT here.
Yeah.
So the next 4 teams to be hosting is Tulsa, UC Irvine, Wichita State, and Oklahoma State. They're joined with Davidson, Wyoming, UNLV, and Stephen of Austin.
Tulsa's my pick to win the whole thing, I think.
All right.
I forget who won the American
that.
this year, or the tournament, because Tulsa was my pick to win the tournament, but they didn't end up doing that. But I don't know.
I believe the winner was
is.
USF because they made the March Madness.
I think
Florida
Tulsa.
down.
Tulsa is my pick to win outright, or to win this NIT.
All right, and you, Austin.
UNC Wilmington. Let's go Seahawks.
All right, I'm going to pick Seattle. I really like them. They're my pick.
Mm. Overall, I think the reason that mid-majors will be the future for the NIT is that they're the teams that are actually trying to win it. Because Auburn sure
Yeah.
as hell isn't.
No,
Oklahoma State's not.
And we had schools like Wilmington who opted out of it, and several schools who did announce they had an opt-out of it. So
Meanwhile, you have the Crown here.
yeah,
Which,
the
like, what is the Crown
basketball-
even for?
The college basketball crown, it was initially a tournament made by Fox that they wanted to host all the games, and I don't know why I thought this, but I thought I remember initially saying that they were going to put teams who were in conferences that were sponsored by Fox, like the Big 10, Big East, Big 12, Pac when I was still around. then that changed because they didn't get enough teams, and now it's
So,
initially it was called the college basketball or the Crown basketball tournament, and now it's called the college basketball crown or something like that. So it's no longer CBT, it's now CBC.
yeah. Disappointing, really.
Now sponsored by Ghost.
Yeah, and like this field just ain't it. This is not.
First
Got
up,
Oklahoma, Colorado. You have Baylor, Minnesota. Stanford, West
honestly,
Virginia.
those
Rutgers,
schools,
Creighton.
those two schools playing on April 1st on April Fool's Day sounds kind of like a joke itself.
Yeah,
What?
this is an out of season April Fool's joke. Oklahoma, Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
former Big 12
all
schools.
Big 8 rivals.
And Baylor, Minnesota was kind of like, yeah, there's raw teams out of a hat. Oh, cool.
We have ACC powerhouse Stanford,
Yeah,
Taking
playing
on
against
West
West
Virginia.
Virginia.
and I like Creighton being here. I like that Creighton squad.
Yeah, and they're playing against Rutgers, which is a pretty nice matchup at least. I mean, these are both Rutgers was in the Big East, and then they joined the Big Ten, and then Creighton joined after. But
Give me Oklahoma against Rutgers for the final.
You want my hot take on Creighton?
But
Geographically, they're too much of an outlier. Kick them out of the Big East. If I was,
I mean, yeah, like, this is not new.
we don't
I
live
mean,
in
it's gonna be
yeah.
less bad should St. Louis and Dayton make their move, which is expected because
If
you
it
also
does
have
happen.
DePaul, you have Marquette. It's a lot less of a stretch.
I don't like DePaul Marquette in either, but I stomach it a bit more than I don't like anybody not on the Eastern.
Because I feel like
that's my hot take.
it has moved west quite a bit. Because you have Butler, you have the teams I already mentioned. You also have Xavier in the mix as well. So it's not unprecedented. At least it's not them going out to get SMU or Sacramento State or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Crown's kind of lame. I'm not gonna watch it. I don't think.
yeah, I'm gonna stick with the NIT in the main tournament.
Yeah.
So what else do we have to talk about today?
So we did have some breaking news earlier this week.
Banana.
So there's been a lot of rumors, a lot of talk going around, and it revolves around the NBA and their expansion. Over here in my side of the world, compared to you guys, we've been hearing a lot about NBA Europe and all the different thoughts about that, and of course there's different things that were happening around. But how about instead they picked Seattle and Las Vegas?
I don't think that those are unexpected teams. I think because for years the rumors were Vegas and Seattle and Vegas, Seattle. They wanted to move either the Grizzlies or the Kings to Vegas at one point, and Seattle. If you look back at like Climate Pledge Arena and all of the promo stuff that they're doing for that, it wasn't for the hockey team. It was for basketball. They wanted the Sonics so bad. And I'm not going to begrudge it. I think those are both smart choices, and both have been proven to handle pro teams. The Golden Knights have done very well. And I think the fact that this is going to be a grassroots team and not like some implant like the Raiders or the A's are, I think it's going to do very well, because the one team that really actually has a fan base in Vegas are the Golden Knights, the team who had history or they didn't have history, but they were Vegas's team, not someone who came to Vegas, not some I don't want to use the word colonizer because that's not the right word, but someone who came in on a whim. And like, you can shed that sort of image. Look at the Cardinals in Arizona, but it's gonna take a while. Yeah, it took them decades. It took them getting fits. But the Raiders are certainly not in this place. And I don't think the A's are ever going to be in that place as long as Fisher is in charge of that team. But and Seattle also, Seattle as well. I think that's a very smart decision. Seattle has had a franchise before that won a championship before. That the fan bases die hard, especially for how loud they've been after almost 20 years. It'll pass 20 years without a team in 2008 or 2028 coming up. For how loud Sonics fans have been, like, you don't see that a lot with old teams. There aren't as many people beating the drum for like Hartford Whalers or anything like that. The Sonics meant something.
Well, Hartford Whalers fans are Carolina Hurricanes fans.
kinda.
Yeah,
Like, they're-
we own that stuff.
It meant something to a lot of people, and it's great that they're choosing it. I think these are two very good options. I have a problem though.
Oh boy.
Adam Silver. Adam. You're gonna have to do some editing in post. Why the f are we thinking about expansion now? Look around you, buddy. The NBA's public reception is in the toilet right now. Like, a third of the league is terrible. 2/3 of the league make it to the playoffs, so anyone in that, like, DC tier doesn't even have to try, and they could get it. There have been gambling scandal after gambling scandal. The NBA's reception is awful. I would argue only the MLB, the only leagues worse right now are MLB and NASCAR. In terms of, like,
Well, the MLB is about to
like the league,
because we're getting a lockout.
yeah. We're probably not having a 2027 World Series, but
Which means the
but you decide.
2028 World Series, by the way. Works. Sorry.
But Adam, you decide to expand now? What are we thinking? What a tone-deaf thing to do. Bring up the MLB again. Robert Manfred is in a worse position with the MLB. Oh, my REM thing fell. Don't worry about that.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Falling off.
Losing my mind over this choice. So the MLB is in a position where a third of the league sucks. No one can get big prospects because all the big teams who have big wallets are shilling out like billions of dollars. The Mets have a
fuck the Dodgers, fuck the Mets, fuck the Yankees. Thank you.
The Dodgers have billions on their
the Mets
payroll.
Are still finishing third behind us this season. Calling it right now.
You have so-called poverty organizations like the Twins, who don't even spend $150 million on their roster at large, and teams like the Rockies, who have sucked so bad they can't afford to spend more than that. You have the A's situation, where they were paying for nothing for years, and they let the team rot in Oakland before they decide to jump ship to Vegas, like I mentioned, and decide to, we're gonna set up shop in Sacramento, in a city that we're not gonna stay in, but we're gonna act like we're buddy, and now we're gonna spend. But overall, the MLB's position is horrible right now, and there's a pending lockout because the MLB does not have a salary cap or a floor, and right now neither the owners or the players will ever settle, will meet at the table. We are deadlocked on a lockout, and like I said, we will be lucky if we get a World Series next year. And when Robert Manfred last season, right before the postseason, was invited on broadcast a game, he talks about expansion. How tone deaf do you read the room, buddy? Like, what are you doing? It's ridiculous to think that let's get it clear. I would love expansion in the NBA or the MLB. I would love that. That'd be fun. I can't wait for all the stuff that'll come around for it. But it is utterly ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. The idea to talk about that now. And scene.
Well,
all right.
I think the NBA is in a better. Yeah, I think the NBA is in a better position right now than the MLB is, just wise. But I don't think it's great. I mean, you've got teams like the Hornets finally turning a corner. They've been awful for the existence of the Hornets. And I will say, to the support, there obviously will not be a lack of support in Seattle. Like, I mean, look, how many people, if you go around North Carolina, ask, hey, were you a Bobcats fan? Not many will say yes, but if you ask a decent amount of people, they'll say, yes, I'm a Hornets fan. So,
they'd say they were a Hornets fan even before the Hornets were even back. Or like when they were still a thing in New Orleans.
Yeah, like, the Bobcats were not a big draw. Like, I've only rarely found Bobcats stuff. Like, it took me a while to find a Bobcats jersey. And I got one over Christmas. It was like $3 at Goodwill. It's awesome. But,
it's
like,
cool.
I could find like 2 or 3 Hornets jerseys before that. just like out searching.
Bobcats jerseys are beautifully dated. That's a story for another day, but they look so
Yes.
2000s it hurts.
Yes, they're a great product of the 2000s.
And talking about like dedicated fan bases, the Kraken aren't a good team, and look at how many people still turn out to see them.
Oh yeah, hockey's awesome.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. And you're getting into unconventional markets, or getting big fan bases. Like, raise your hand if you ever thought Florida would have a big hockey market. Like,
The fact that they've won, what is it, 4 of the last 5 championships or Stanley Cups
by 2 teams. But it's like, it's Florida. You wouldn't expect Florida to be the ones to be winning the Stars. You would think it'd be Canada, but no, they're currently second.
Canada hasn't won a Stanley Cup since 1993, and that's not
The
changing.
USA won a Grey Cup, which is the Canadian Football Championship, more recently than Canada's won a Stanley Cup.
That's true.
Ooh.
The Baltimore Stallions were a short-lived. The CFL had like the Canadian Football League had like a brief stint trying to break into America with teams like Birmingham, San Antonio, Sacramento, places like that. It didn't go very well, and they went back up north. But the Stallions won a championship. They won a Grey Cup in the time since the last Stanley Cup won by Canada.
And they haven't won a gold medal in a while.
Hooah!
USA.
Oh,
But it's definitely weird to feel about expansion now, and I'm still even skeptical on the whole NBA Euro thing, because I don't know if you guys know a lot about this, but there's certainly like a lot of rumors about them trying to expand to Europe, and we don't know exactly how or why or what's going to look like.
I think,
but
I'm gonna say this loud and clear, as if I didn't say all that stuff earlier loud and clear. I'm gonna say this loud and clear, so that Roger, Adam, Rob, Gary, so they can all hear me. Whoever the guy in charge of the MLS is, I don't remember, but Tim Cook of Apple, I guess. I just want to so I'm heard loud and clear. Expanding to Europe is a bad idea.
Yeah, the NFL had problems with it.
They have problems with just having a game or a game or two in London each year. Imagine having to play what is it, like 8 or 9 of them each year in London.
Yeah. Currently, the big thing that has been going around is here in Europe. There's a league called the Euro League. It consists of a lot of different teams and different markets, and a lot of them are like these club teams. Like, you got the Real Madrid basketball team, the Barcelona basketball team, the Bayern Munich basketball team, and several other ones. And there's like rumors that some of these guys, they want to leave the Euro League to join the NBA Europe when that becomes a thing. But it's like yeah, sure, that's gonna be like a big branding thing if you see the LA Lakers against Real Madrid. But then after a while, how's it gonna feel when you're playing when your team here in Madrid, where LA, that's gonna be like what, like a 9 time zone difference? It's like,
yeah,
they're certainly not joining the NBA. I don't think that's a good idea for them.
I'm wondering when the random NBA player from like France or like Italy hype's gonna die down, or like, no, because they're just trying to get the next, and obviously not from Italy, but they're just trying to get the next Jokic or Wemby, and not every player from over there is Jokic or Wemby. So they're just looking over all this great talent we have coming out of college for some random guy who did against farmers in France.
And
not
like,
call the French league,
I feel like
well, Ligue 1 is a farmers.
Ligue. Not to disperse Wemby, he's been a great player, and I'm sure he has a lot more success lined up for him in the future. But I ultimately feel like NBA Europe is a completely different beast, or like basketball in Europe, the Euro League is completely different.
Yeah,
I think it would be interesting to see the NBA try and bring some competition into that. Try and start their own like international league. That would be an interesting pitch to do. Sort of like how the KHL came in and kind of tried disrupting things. It didn't really work very well, and it kind of stayed within Eastern Europe. There was that weird experiment in China, though. I don't know if that panned out or not.
I know like some positive things came out of it, but of course they haven't made like their own team yet or any idea about that yet, besides maybe like some developmental stuff.
They had one for a little bit. I know forget his name. Not the coach of like the '94 Rangers was coach of that Chinese KHL team. I don't remember his name.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
94 Rangers. What a team.
What a team!
Mark Messier.
Yeah.
That squad.
It's not Mark Messier because he was the player for.
No, it wasn't Messier because Messier's
Mike Keenan. It was Mike Keenan.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see how things develop from here. But
All right, what's up next?
next up, Champions League. We
Yeah.
talked a little bit about last time. As of recording this, they just ended the round of 16. So we can talk a bit about some of those games. Talk about like some of the upcoming ones. So I know you're much more bigger fan of this, Austin, than Joey is. So definitely know some commentary can come here and there. So
Yeah.
all right, so Champions League split into two: Silver Path, Blue Path. Silver Path. First up, Chelsea, PSG, Paris. Total aggregate after all the matchups. Paris won 8-2.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it.
And so definitely very, very great matchups for this one. I mean, the last one happened. Last game that happened, PSG beat Chelsea 3-0. That was
That was
Very
a revenge game for the Club World Cup this past summer when Chelsea won the dang thing, and Chelsea fans have not shut up about it, even though Club World Cup is essentially winning the dang NBA Cup. It means nothing. It's an exhibition.
So yeah, so they moved on, and they're gonna be playing against Liverpool, who beat Galatasaray. So
Have y'all seen that Galatasaray fan account from Tennessee?
I have not.
I'll send it in the group chat. It's pretty funny, but like he knows his ball.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Galatasaray is a Turkish club.
He's dedicated.
He's
from what I'm
dedicated.
hearing.
Yeah, this was also like kind of like a reverse one happened because in the first leg of the matchup, Galatasaray beat Liverpool 1-0, and then here Liverpool crushed them 4-0. So in total 4-1.
Yeah, Liverpool's a quality squad. I think they will qualify for the Champions League. They need to calm down with the whole Arne Slot thing. He won the league last year, so yeah.
Yeah, so definitely a lot better than a lot of British teams, which we'll talk about very soon.
Yeah.
Speaking of soon, Man City, Real Madrid.
Love to see it. Love to see
Love
it.
to see it.
Love to see it.
So in total, Real Madrid beat Man City 5-1.
Wow.
We all saw the 3 goals from Real Madrid in the first leg. Those spectacular goals. Goals by one individual player. So Man City got crushed by one player in one game. Sucks to suck.
Love to see it. They're going to beat us on Sunday, aren't they?
Yeah, but
Well done.
Real Madrid, they're going to be playing against Bayern Munich, who beat Atalanta, a small little team, which was pretty surprising considering that they beat Dortmund in the first round of the Champions League, which was a very big surprise. But
Yeah.
it's funny is I was in Germany during that trip, and that was funny to see because we visited Dortmund right after, and we just loved poking a bear.
Yes.
Yeah, so Bayern Munich, they basically crushed them in total 10-2. So,
Not surprised. I've seen Bayern Munich 10-2 results.
yeah.
As an Arsenal fan, yes. I've seen Bayern Munich 10-2 results 2 years in a row.
Next up in the blue path, Barcelona played against Newcastle, and Barcelona beat them.
Yeah.
Barcelona beat them in total 8-3. Aggregate, so
That ended
I mean,
1-1 in on Tyneside, if I'm not mistaken, in Newcastle.
yeah.
Last
In the
round.
first leg, it was 1-1, but then here Barcelona killed them 7-2 in the second leg. It's like,
Oh my gosh.
don't
I knew
worry,
Barca advanced, but I forgot what it was. No worries.
don't worry, Joe. You're gonna
Mhm.
love this next match because they're playing against Atletico Madrid, who beat Tottenham.
Love to see it. Love
Am
to
I?
see it. Say hello to Millwall. Say hello to Millwall. Say hello to Millwall. Say hello to Millwall. Spurs are going down. Spurs are going down.
So who is in this next round?
All right, so I'll talk about that after talking about the next two matchups and going through the predict. What do you guys predict for the next round? But yeah, but Atleti beat Tottenham in total 5-7. One more goal, Tottenham. One more goal.
Oh,
They've had
man.
one more goal, Tottenham. We've had the most outdated meme here, but
Did Spurs win their second matchup?
I believe so.
Did Atletico just rest everyone?
I know they beat the first matchup and then, Tottenham beat them the second matchup, 3-2.
Say hello to Millwall. Say hello to Mill. Also, for reference, Spurs are almost in the relegation zone in England, and they're
Yeah, that's gonna really be bad for them. So
if we win the league on the same day Spurs get relegated, y'all will never hear the end of it. Spurs fans will never hear the end of it from me. Any fan, that'll be top 10 moments of my life, seeing Arsenal lift the trophy and knowing we won't have to play Spurs for a whole year, at least.
next up, it was kind of a bit of a sad one for me because I was really cheering for these guys. Bodo, they unfortunately got knocked out.
Bodo lost?
Yeah, they lost to Sporting CP.
Yeah.
Play the last bit. Last time
Yep.
on the podcast. I noticed a team name in the bracket. I know this is not what it actually means. But can someone explain to me what Sporting CP is?
Yeah, so in the first leg, Bodo beat them 3-0. Second leg, Sporting beat them 5-0.
Yeah.
I was really cheering for Bodo. They were the good small club that you cheer for to have them win. So unfortunately, they got knocked down. But hey, good job, Bodo.
So who are the 8 teams in the next round?
Then finally, the last matchup, Arsenal Leverkusen. Arsenal went through 3-1.
3-1. 1-1.
No second leg.
Bull crap. We did not deserve the penalty last week. I was watching that. I got sunburnt watching that game as I was out enjoying and they had it on at a pickleball park I was at. We did not deserve that penalty. That was not a penalty. Will I take it? Yes. I'll take the 1-1 result in Germany, and I'll take 2-0 at home.
All right. So the final 8 that are remaining. First matchup, it's PSG against Liverpool. Pretty interesting matchup. Next, we got Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. That one I can't wait to see. That one I actually want to have some fun with. Next up, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. And Sporting CP Arsenal.
Wow, that's awesome. I actually did need an excuse. So I needed like an excuse to bring back this bit from my YouTube streams. But yeah, you guys go ahead and talk. I'll be ready.
All right. So I don't know if the camera got this or not, but Joey's currently sleeping in the bed. I don't know, just say something so we can cut to you.
Yo.
All right, so are we predicting the games or?
Yeah, we'll talk about the games a little bit.
All right, Liverpool, and that's Liverpool, Bayern,
PSG.
Liverpool, PSG. I think Liverpool goes through 3-2 in aggregate. I don't bet against Liverpool in the Champions League. It's hard to. That's their tournament. That's who I think I want to think of the Champions League.
I am picking PSG to win this one. I believe in aggregate they're going to win 4-2. I think it's going to be a fun matchup. Especially it's going to be tough for them going to Liverpool, but I think PSG's got the slightly better talent.
Yeah, I think talent-wise PSG's better, but I can't bet against Liverpool in the Champions League.
Next up, Real Madrid, Bayern.
Real 3-1 on aggregate.
Al Madrid y nada más.
I'm gonna say remontada in the Bernabeu. Where's the?
Sorry for those who didn't see it. I need to redo the bit. I need to run that back. So I gotta run this back on camera. I don't know if there's a way to have it so that it'll appear and I don't have to keep talking. But
right.
For those who didn't see it, we'll probably just edit this in post over me doing it the first time. So I gotta remember how I did this. Yeah, I think that worked.
Yep. Don't worry,
Perfect.
I'll make it a meme.
Yeah, but to Tottenham, say hello to actually no, Millwall might pass them on the way up. Say hello to QPR Spurs. Say hello to QPR. Say hello to
Queen's
Plymouth.
Park
Say
Rangers.
hello to Lincoln. It's where you belong, Tottenham.
Say hello to Wimbledon, AFC.
Shout out Wimbledon. They won't see Wimbledon. Wimbledon's I think in League 2 right now. They might see Wimbledon in the future soon.
Yeah.
They
Don't
might.
don't discount Spurs.
No, I'm not discounting Spurs.
Don't
right now.
count Spurs.
Yeah, definitely don't count them.
Oh shit! I think I broke the case.
No. Oh.
It's a jewel case. It's like $1.
Yeah.
Resin pasta.
Yeah.
Press F.
What's up next?
Finally, it's the top 5. Daniel's top 5 coming at you right here.
Top 5. It's
Yep.
the kid doing the 4, but it's 5.
What a meme.
Yeah, but with, of course, the next big global competition being the World Cup coming up, I just want to do a small little World Cup one just so we could get this one out and
Let's
done.
play football.
World Cup.
But yeah, but this is gonna be my top 5. This is gonna be my top 5 teams that could miss expectations. That would be like a big disaster they did. Number 5, I'm gonna say just because they still haven't technically qualified for this one, and that could be the scariest part. Italy.
Yeah. They missed the 2018 World Cup. I remember that.
Yeah, they have. If they miss out this one, they would have missed 3 World Cups straight.
Oh, they
That's
didn't
gonna
make
be a
it last
disaster.
time too?
They didn't make
No,
it
they
last
didn't.
time either.
Really?
So this can be a big disaster for Italy if they don't make it at all in this.
I was gonna
World
say
Cup.
they won Euros.
Yeah, so they. If
I was
they
also
need
under
to really
the
work.
impression if you win the Euros, you automatically qualify.
Hmm.
Yeah, so definitely it's going to be very big for them. They need to make this one in order to keep their families alive. If they don't, then you got to start asking questions up there.
Keep their families alive. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so next
Italy's
one
a
that I
baseball
have.
country now anyway.
Yep, unfortunately they're not going to be wearing any eye hats in this one. So
Yeah. Soccer should have hats.
that'd
I'm
be
of the
fun.
opinion.
Next one I have is France.
Mm.
France, they have a high roster talent. They have a great powers. They have a lot of great potential, but just
They played in the last 2.
yeah. So they do have high expectations for this one, but just I think that they do kind of have themselves like an aging core in a way that they kind of need to like make sure that their internal chemistry has been an issue before, so definitely they need to be like a boom or bust team. So they could shock very early, but they can also get out very early. So next one I have is the USA, our homeland.
Yeah. I was gonna mention the USA has without going too in detail, the USA has had distraction upon distraction upon distraction these past years, leading up to where we are right now. And I expect that this is a USA team that it's going to be a train wreck. I think I think it's going to be disastrous.
It's either hit or miss.
Like, we are not making it
Definitely.
past group stages. I'm of the opinion.
I think we are because
I don't
it is a
think we-
pretty easy group stage we're in, but I definitely do think that you need to at least get to the qualifiers, and if you go further, great, but if not, then oh well. But yeah, my next team I'm gonna pick Germany. They did win the World Cup several years ago. They did have some good
Well, like,
times.
you remember 2018 though? That was a disaster for Germany.
Yeah,
Well, everyone has disaster. Their first time back around.
they definitely have some. their recent tournaments competition has been very tough for them. They've been going through a lot of rough patches recently. They're still building both mentally and in their structure, so I definitely do think that they need to compete well. They are in a pretty good pod, so I definitely do think they're a pretty good group, so I definitely do think they should be able to get to the qualifiers and see where they go on from there. But they definitely need to succeed. Next up for my number 1, Spain.
Yeah.
You are the favorite to win this one. You're currently favorite to win this one. You've been the favorite to win the last few ones, and you haven't. You need to finally get through to the end, okay? You cannot be the chick hicks of this one, where you have to get through on some sort of random stuff. You need to actually put in the effort to actually get through and win it all. And not just that, you're also hosting the next one right after the United States one, so you definitely need to have that impression that you need to have your A game on to impress the world.
I mentioned this with the Olympics about how they've been spreading out hosting duties to like an area more than anything. I think the World Cup, with the last 2 World Cups being in multiple countries, I think that's something also we're going to see a lot more in the near future.
Some honorable mentions I did have that I didn't know where to put them, but I do at least want to talk about them a little bit. Argentina, I mean, the last World Cup champion. Maybe going to be the last one for Messi. Yeah. We're going to need to see how he feels after this. Mm-hmm. Another one, Portugal, also in a similar situation, but with Ronaldo. Got to see with that one as well. Another one is Brazil. They've have a lot of big talents. They're structurally there. We just got to see if they can actually pull through this one further on.
Yeah.
But definitely do think that these teams are all there. But
here I say the Cowboys of soccer.
There's one country even mentioned yet.
Which one are you thinking, Mr. Austin?
We can kind of all guess this country, I'm assuming. All right, 1, 2, 3. England.
Come on, England! Let's go the goals!
It's coming home! It's coming home, England!
Yeah, I don't think England's gonna do very well this time. No.
I think they'll do fine. They'll do England. They'll be England.
They'll do England.
They'll be England. But I will say, if we get an England-Scotland matchup in the round of whatever,
ooh,
that's gonna be a fun match.
I kind of want to see it happen.
I would pay to go to that match.
I would drop everything
to find a way. Scotland or an England-Ireland, because I think Ireland's up to, right? England-Ireland would like. I'm pretty sure Ireland qualified because I know Scotland qualified. Scotland's
I don't know. Better, yeah. So. With all the people in the stadium, no, I would say like a noticeable minority of people would.
They're in the playoff rounds.
No, not everyone's going to come out of that stadium unscathed after an England-Ireland matchup.
Yeah.
England Scotland would be bad. England Ireland would cause a riot.
Yeah. Wait, are we having matches in Boston too?
Oh my gosh, England, Ireland, and Boston.
Well, Foxborough.
We need to find a way.
We need it. Come on, Ireland, up the raw. We have to edit that.
We need to find a way to make this happen because it would be legendary.
Yeah.
The antics that would unfold.
Come on, England!
Oh! Come on, England!
Oh! Come on, England! Come on, England! Score some goals!
You didn't put the digital circus sound effects when I said it last time.
Oh yeah, I just thought, why not?
We gotta put them back in.
We're gonna do for.
I think it works comedically. I think it works a lot better comedically, honestly, to censor it.
All right, I'll try and something.
Yeah.
But that's.
That does it.
Yep, that's been our second episode. Thank you to our 2 co-hosts. Joey, do you want to plug something for us while you're here?
I already mentioned 2K 101. Yeah.
Okay, and you, Austin, do you want to have anything to plug in?
No. Just get outside, enjoy nature, enjoy sports.
All right, rest in peace to that Olympic stall that fell.
Yeah. Shout out, Lucy.
Shout out to all these guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Glad to have you guys on. This has been fun. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna probably head to bed soon, so thank you all so much for watching. Have a safe, wonderful night, and as always, thank you all so much for watching, and so long. Take care.
Yeah.
Not from the 2KU.
So
I
long
thought you were going to say, so
from
long.
Danny V's podcast.